everybody, and welcome back to week 5 of the NFL season. Today we're going to be going over the Thursday night football showdown slate between the Rams and the Seahawks. So I'm going to kind of break down my favorite captain plays first, and then go into some of the value plays, and then if there are any pump plays that sometimes every week you always seem to need on these large field showdown slates. So let's get right into it. Starting out at the captain spot, this is going to be my player pool for my captain. So I'm going to have it to these 6 players. It might get reduced to 5 if I'm debating whether to take Russell Wilson out. But because usually I don't like quarterbacks in my captain, but this could turn into a shootout, and that's when we do see quarterbacks in the captain. Starting off, of course, Cooper Kupp. The Seattle defense secondary is not good at all. Cooper Kupp has been getting like 11 plus, 12 plus targets every single game. He's more expensive than the quarterbacks, which you never see as a receiver. Like that's extremely rare. But you still have to have a little bit of interest. So Russell Wilson, the reason why I have Wilson in my captain player pool and not Stafford is Stafford, he has to throw for too many touchdowns to be in the optimal captain. Russell Wilson can also has more rushing upside than Stafford, and that alone can get him into an optimal captain because he could rush for a touchdown, he could run for like 50 yards. That brings him to the optimal captain, and Stafford doesn't really offer that. So then DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is an absolute stud. A lot of people might think he's going to see a lot of Jalen Ramsey, and he will see some of Jalen Ramsey, but they're not just like using Ramsey to just shadow one player right now. Like he's been in the slot a lot, so he's going to be on both Lockett and Metcalf. He's not going to be just covering one of them. That will leave opportunities for both these players to have a good game. Henderson is my favorite captain play of the day as long as he's a full go, healthy. He's just such a good price tag because there's so many studs on this slate. I'm wanting to pay down as much as possible but still get a really good player. And the Seahawks have been allowing more rushing production and fantasy points to the running back position more than any single team in the entire league right now. And Henderson is being used like a bell cow as long as he's on the field. And then finally, Robert Woods. So McVay did say the other day they want to get him more involved in the offense. Robert Woods is still a very good receiver, and now with his price, he is such a discount. Like his price without, like he's 7.6 and 11.4 in the captain spot. So it's just, these are probably my favorite 2 plays is Henderson and Woods for captain, just because of what it allows you to get in the rest of your lineup. So value wise, it's pretty tough. Whenever the value is tough to get to, it makes me like the defenses and kickers even more. Like Seahawks defense at 2.8, you get some sacks, you get a lucky defensive touchdown, and you're right in the optimal lineup. I do like them on this slate. Now we'll go into building some lineups. So if you're doing a Cooper Kupp build, you start off with Cooper Kupp, and that's when you put Stafford instead of Wilson to correlate that. And then let's get like another piece of the Rams offense. Let's go like Higbee, and then you want to run it back with some Seahawks. Bringing it back from the Seahawks, we could go with the Seahawks kicker to get some of the scoring through the kicker. But we also probably want one of these receivers. Let's go with like Lockett, and that leaves us 1,400. Man, this is tough for value. This is why it's going to be tough to make Cooper Kupp captain lineups because of how much you're limited. But like you could put Travis Homer in here, so Travis Homer is going to be like a low owned play. I know you only leave 400 on the table, but Travis Homer should be pretty low owned. So that's kind of like if you were to go like a Cooper Kupp build, it gets dicey very quickly. That's why he's not my favorite. If you were to go Russell Wilson in your captain, what you're saying is, he's going to get some passing touchdowns. So let's get like DK in here. So DK Metcalf, but you don't need to get like multiple pass catchers because Russell Wilson can reach his ceiling through rushing and a rushing touchdown, which in that case you do not want more Seahawks pass catchers because it limits them. So, but you may want like one cheaper option, like if Disley catches some in the end zone. So let's go like Russ to Metcalf and Disley. Running it back on the Rams, you can get like my favorite overall play, which is Henderson, and also Matt Gay to get the scoring production on the Rams through these two. And that leaves you with $6,300 left. So with that left, you could go Alex Collins, who catches some balls out of the backfield, who could catch a touchdown from Russ. If he's spreading around, throws 3 passing touchdowns to Metcalf, Disley, and Alex Collins, and then rushes for a touchdown, you're probably looking at Russ as the optimal captain. So this is like, and that leaves $3,100 on the table. I like that build a lot, but whatever you can do with that last $6,300, you could go, instead of Collins, you go Travis Homer, leave even more salary. You could go Freddie Swain. So that's kind of what I do for a Russell Wilson captain build. Now let's go into DK Metcalf. If you're going DK, I would definitely put Russell Wilson in there. I want to put one of these Rams receiver. For this one, we'll go Woods. And then let's get, I'm going to love the kickers and defenses in these lineups. Let's say we go Matt Gay here, and then let's go with, I said I liked Alex Collins. Let's go Alex Collins, and that leaves you $8,500 left. So that allows you to get one of these 3 receivers. So you could probably go Swain here. Because you have Russell Wilson in this one, and right now it's just Metcalf as like a pass catcher, you don't usually want to go like Woods and like Van Jefferson, because in that case you would rather probably have Stafford in the lineup, because it doesn't make sense that Woods and Van Jefferson can both have like a game where they're in the optimal lineup, but Stafford also not be in there. So that's why you want to correlate as much as possible. So in this one, yeah, I'd probably go Freddie Swain or Disley, something like that, and leave a ton of salary on the table. Okay, so that's a Metcalf build. Let's go to a Lockett. As you can see, like my captain play is really what determines what quarterback I'm going to play in that lineup. So like any Rams pass catcher, it's going to be a Stafford lineup. Any Seahawks captain, it's probably going to be Russell Wilson. So in this one, you go Russ as your quarterback, and then run it back with my favorite play, Henderson. Let's get Matt Gay in there, because the reason why I like doing like Henderson and Gay, if you're telling yourself Matt Stafford is not going to be in the winning lineup, well then that means the scoring is going to come through like Henderson and field goals. So that's what you kind of have to do when you make these lineups, is tell yourself like a story of where the scoring production is coming from. So then if you have Wilson and Lockett, you go probably, this is like a Swain or Disley lineup, and then you cap it off with, you have $7,800 left, you can get like Woods in there. And instead of, how much? Yeah. So that leaves $400. Instead of Woods, maybe you go Van Jefferson in this one. Yeah, that leaves a little bit more salary on the table. So like the smaller field of the tournament you play, you can use much more of your salary, and you can use more of the chalky plays if you're playing like in a 100 field tournament or something. But when you get to like these 10,000 plus, 100,000 plus, and these million makers, if I were to put like Robert Woods in this lineup instead of Van Jefferson, like this lineup's going to be duplicated so many times. But like just by putting Van Jefferson or like Deshaun Jackson in there instead, you're going to get much different. And you might duplicate with a few people, but at least it's not with thousands. Okay, so that's kind of a Lockett build. Now we're going to go to my favorite, which is Darrell Henderson. Let's see what this allows you to do. So Darrell Henderson captain allows you to go either way, because he can catch a ball for a touchdown. This is the one captain where I'll rotate Stafford and Russell Wilson in and out of these lineups. So we'll do one with like a Stafford build. So this captain build, you're basically saying Stafford's probably going to be throwing Henderson at least one touchdown. And then you probably want another one of the Rams pass catchers to Stafford. And then On the Seahawks side, you're going to want Metcalf or Lockett probably. We'll go Lockett. We'll get the Seahawks kicker in there, and that leaves you 5,400. For 5,400, you could go Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson. Honestly, I like Alex Collins in this one because you're fading Russell Wilson in this one. So the scoring is coming in through Lockett, Myers, and then Alex Collins. And in that case, yeah, Russell Wilson probably wouldn't be in the optimal. And this lineup is very correlated. You leave 2,200 on the table, which is very nice. But if you went like the Russell Wilson route, you're basically saying, okay, Henderson is going to get a lot of his scoring production on the ground, and he's not going to catch a touchdown from Stafford. Stafford is not getting those passing touchdown points as well. So this one, you're telling yourself a story. Okay, Russell Wilson's in here, and then you want probably one of his pass catchers. We'll put DK Metcalf, and then you could put Matt Gay in this one, and that's another reason why Stafford probably wouldn't be in this lineup is because the scoring is coming through Gay and Henderson. And then you still probably want one of the Rams receivers. So whether you go Jefferson, Woods, or Cup, we'll go Woods because he's cheap. And then you have $4,200 left, and that allows you to get either like a Disley or an Alex Collins. We'll put Alex Collins in here. I don't know. I seem to like Alex Collins tonight. He just if you look at his game log here, he rushed the ball like for 10 times and he had 2 targets. Like they're kind of rotating him in with Chris Carson. So I like this build for Henderson, but you can rotate Collins out with kind of whoever you want. It's hard to get Kupp in a lot of these lineups. Honestly, tonight might be a fade Kupp. It's hard to say, but like building these lineups, he's just too expensive for the opportunity cost at the other plays on the slate. So the more I build these lineups, I'm just not. What I might do is actually play him 0 in the flex spot, and then only use him in the captain in a few lineups, because if he's going to have an explosion game, he's probably like a captain play. But if he just gets like maybe like 17 points, he's too expensive to be in the flex spot. Like at 12-4, he needs to have like a big game. And if he has a big game, he's probably the captain. So the more I think about it, I might just cancel him out of the flex, throw him in a few captain lineups. But he's just too expensive. Like at like 12-4. Like the other night, Tom Brady was like almost 13,000. He was like an excellent fade to play Mac Jones instead. That night I actually it's like one of my best DFS nights a few nights ago. Faded Tom Brady, and I won like $1,500 on that showdown slate. I missed first by like 0.2 points to take down like 3,000 in a tournament. But I'm just saying, like when you get some of these players this expensive, it's just sometimes it's better just to fade him. And everyone loves playing Cooper Kupp, and it could just be bad chalk in my opinion. So I hope this kind of helped you out with thinking about this slate from a strategic perspective and how to build your lineups. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment your favorite captain play. Please subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for the top 10 plays under 5%. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.